Okay. So in this video today we are going to discuss about the Ayurveda, whether it is a science or pseudoscience, and the recent comments and the misinformation, the false information which is given by certain groups. We can see that today so many people who are unaware of Ayurveda, just like our liver dog. So they are unaware about Ayurveda and spreading the false information, misinformation, misleading the people about the authentic science. Let us see that they are talking about randomized controlled trials. They are talking about blindings. They are talking about statistics, research. See, such fantasy words are used by them because for them it is just a fantasy. If they have really searched for them, if they are really into this research, they would definitely know that the Ayurveda, the science are pseudoscience. So, in randomized controlled trials, if you are taking 100 cases of pyrexia, in modern medicine, you may give paracetamol to 100 cases of pyrexia, the temperature will come down. But Ayurveda is not like that. In Ayurveda, if you are taking 100 people, the 100 people will be having different prakriti, different vikriti. They will be having different rogi bala, the strength of the patient, different strength of the patient, different strength of the disease, different root cause. So all these things should be definitely they strictly they should be identified as per the instruction of Acharya, as per the instruction of the ancient Vaidyas. It is very important to give the personalized treatment by analyzing the disease in an individual. So, how do you expect the same medicine, same person, same time, and it should be the effect should be same? What the hell you are speaking? You can reduce the symptom, but what about the cause? Why don't you care the cause? Acharyas have cared the cause along the symptom. Ayurveda believes in individual treatment protocols. For this individualized treatment protocol, there is a standard theory. The standard theory which do not have any resistance, which do not have any opposing factors, and the standardized theory which is relevant and reliable even today. It is from millions of years ago. It is from you, like you said, it is thousands of years ago. But as per the scriptures, it is from millions of years ago. And such science is an Ayurveda. Ayurveda analyzes the patient, analyzes the disease, analyzes his digestive capacity, analyzes his immunity, then the medicine will be given. Ayurveda is a physics. You have to apply it. Without application, you cannot give Ayurveda treatment. But you see Ayurveda theories, Ayurveda's medicines, Ayurveda's treatments, the therapies are standard, are relevant, and reliable even today. As a whole, modern science is a reductionist science. Ayurveda is a whole science. In a reductionist science, you cannot understand Ayurveda has a reduction system because Ayurveda has its own competence. So let me tell you, the randomized controlled trials is not just the measure to call something a science or not science. And today you are calling Ayurveda pseudoscience just by taking few measurements. If a language does not fit into a simple grammatical rule, whether the whole language is wrong, so tell me. No. Let me take diabetes. In 2003, we got only I think three factors are responsible for diabetes. So it has been discovered that only three factors are responsible for diabetes, like LFP, liver, muscle, and pancreas. Until 2009, they don't know that another more five factors are responsible for diabetes. That is GP-RAB, and this GP-RAB and LFP together called as octet B transload. They believe that eight factors are responsible for diabetes. Then after few years, just like in recent 2020, they have added to 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th factors. Then 2022, they have added 13th factor, then 14th factor. So the modern science is it is under evolution. I mean, the modern science is now it is developing, but the science which have been already developed for thousands of years, centuries together, I can say millions of years, is already there. So you are calling the millions of years of science as pseudoscience, and the science is science which does not even have stability, consistency, even for a decade. You're calling it a science, and based on this science, you're calling the original science as pseudoscience. It's shame on you. Randomized controlled trials have been conducted even on thousands of medicines, thousands of theories, but those theories, those medicines are not stable now. So, in some areas, RCT may not be possible, but RCT can be possible in so many theories of Ayurveda. Go to the causative factors. Let me take the example of diabetes. In diabetes, the insulin resistance have been just identified in the late 1980s. And in 2003, they have found that only three factors are responsible for diabetes, that is liver, muscle, and pancreas. Only three factors. Then, after so much research, they got to know, okay, but diabetes is not just about the three factors. Other five factors are involved in it. That is GP-RAB, and that LMP and GP-RAB is together is called octet of Grifonzo. They have fixed it, the eight factors. Only eight factors are responsible for diabetes. And among them, after these many years, they found that adipose tissue is the very pivotal culprit for causing diabetes. You have taken these many years to find that the adipose tissue is the main culprit for diabetes. Why don't you come to Ayurveda? In Ayurveda, Acharya beautifully mentioned Asya Sukham, Swapna Sukham, Dadini, Gramyodakam, Prasanti. Navanapanam Gulavakutam Cha, Prameha Hetu, Kapakrucha Sarva. अरे भाई Acharya have clearly mentioned all the causative factors of obesity to be the causative factors of prameha, that is diabetes. You go to the prameha chapters in any Samhita, Acharya has clearly mentioned that the causative factors of obesity, the increase in adipose tissue, is the causative factor for the main causative factor for diabetes. You have wasted so many years. I challenge you. You have found just 0.001% of the information which Acharya have already given. If you are really concerned about the people, if you are really concerned about the science, if you are really concerned about the humanity, integrate with the ancient science, because ancient science is valid. That is a real time evidence. You are just talking about randomized control trial. The randomized control trial which have already been conducted on several drugs, thousands of drugs. Let me list out some drugs which are used for long years, and then they have banned these drugs, just like penicillin, aminophenol, analgin, metamizole, dithylstilbestrol, phenylpropanolamide, fenfluramide, fractolol, ranitidine, thalidomide, many. Let me list out some hundred and thousand drugs which have been approved initially, used for decades and decades, even for a century. Then, after causing considerable damage to the people, considerable damage to the organs, and even in some cases the death, these drugs have been banned. The drug is invented, RCT is applied, and RCT studies have been done, standardizations are given, protocols are given, and they are applied on the patients, and the patients got so many severe side effects, toxic effects, that is known after the decades together. After the decades, they got to know, okay, these were the causative factors that killed the patient. So many patients, thousands of patients, the same drug have killed the thousands of patients. Then we woke up and we have banned the drug. There are plenty of drugs like ranitidine, which have been identified as useful drugs, but caused many more toxicities, which have not even been noticed. So let me tell you another example. Just like you are talking about applying randomized control trial for the standardization. Okay. Recently in 2016-17, they have found that acyclovir has no role in giant cell arthritis. Actually, giant cell arthritis is a large vessel arthritis. So this giant cell arthritis, they have found that they found in histopathological examinations varicella zoster virus is found within the cell. So they thought that okay, virus is the main culprit. For the decades together, they have given antivirals in this giant cell arthritis, thinking that the virus is the main culprit. But later, after the decades, they knew that this antiviral acecloprid they have given, this have no role in this. So they withdraw the treatment from the recommendations recent 2016-17. Go to the internet and find you use the AI and ask AI. Otherwise, you go to the directly you go to the research institutes and ask them how many drugs are believed to cure the diseases after conduction of RCTs and what kind of disasters they did in the people and how they are banned. Then you can know, okay, RCT whether it is a standard or not. I am not questioning the standardness of RCT, but I am telling that it is not a single measure. Just like you cannot delete whole language, you cannot reject whole language just because that language is not going to fit in a simple grammatical rule of the languages. So now we should understand that Ayurveda is a physics. You cannot apply the same way in whole 100 people for all the theories you are given in Ayurveda, especially the treatment protocols, because treatment is decided by the doctor after seeing all the conditions of the patient. It is not like if you are getting vomiting, take ondansetron. If you are getting if you are having gas in the stomach, take pantoprazole, rabeprazole. If you are having pyrexia, take paracetamol. It is not like that. Ayurveda is a physics. You have to apply it. And you fool, you want to see everything directly. You want to experience everything through the direct perception. You want to see the how Ayurveda mechanism works. If you are putting your hand on your own eyes, you cannot see even what is happening in front of you. That is the power of your senses. Human sense organs are so much limited that you cannot see beyond the limitations. Prove you have wisdom. You just prove it. How can you prove it? Can you show me your wisdom? Can you show that you are having a knowledge? Can you show that to me? See, Pratyaksha Pramana, the direct perception is considered as the lowest standard of measure by acharyas because the human knowledge and human sense organs are so much limited, especially in this era. Recent studies shown that diclofenac is having 70% of cardiac arrest risk. Still we are giving. Isn't it toxicity? Why don't you consider Ayurveda's medicine, which are Shulara, which are Vedanara, which can act very well in pain control also? Why don't you consider just for the welfare of the people, just for protecting the health of the people? Why can't you consider instead of spreading misinformation, false information, toxicity about Ayurveda? You are holding the toxic mentality on the Vedic scriptures and you are trying to rub that over the people on the people. Don't you have some shame? Feel shameless because you are a betrayer. You are staying in this country and you are trying to defame this country's pride, that is Ayurveda, yoga, what not. You are trying to spill the poison on each and everything. Today you are talking about double blinding, triple blinding, and everything. Nice. You come to Ayurveda clinic. You come to me. Let us put 100 blindings. I will give you a Virechana drug which is mentioned by Ayurveda Acharyas. Okay. I will give a Virechana drug to you. Let no one knows it. Okay. Funny thing is, this guy is speaking about blinding, double blinding, triple blinding, that blinding, this blinding. Yes, okay, nice. Blindings are very much essential for the studies. You come to me, you come to Ayurveda, any Ayurveda physician. So Ask them to give a Virechana drug, okay, a potent Virechana drug, and you take it, and you see how many times you go for the loose stools. It is a placebo, na? You just take it, okay? So how many times you will go to you till your ass gets bright red color, you will not stop going to the washroom, and then you have to beg and with the physician, please give me something which can stop this. Even L-doper cannot stop the purgations if it is wantedly induced by an Ayurveda doctor. Keep it 100 blindings, not double, triple blinding. Keep 100 blindings. You are calling it a placebo. Such a fool you are. Today, plenty of diseases, plenty of areas like rheumatoid arthritis, many rheumatic diseases, many autoimmune diseases. There are no standard protocols, no standard diagnostic procedures, no gold standard diagnostic procedures, and no gold standard management. Still, you are trying to manage. Isn't it a blind treatment? What to call it? So, who is giving blood? No, we are not opposing any doctor, any modern doctor. Okay, just we are trying to tell that if there is a no standard protocol, why don't you integrate? Why don't you try to help the people out, which is already standard? Rheumatic diseases have no gold standard methods, no gold standard management. But you come to Ayurveda, Acharya have beautifully mentioned Amavata, not rheumatology, it is Amavatology, the world of rheumatisms. You come and you experience this world out of egos, out of the imaginations, illusions. Don't we think that today we are trying to oppose our indigenous systems and our traditional systems, Ayurveda, which is the mother of all the medical sciences? You call Ayurveda an alternative system, but Ayurveda is not an alternative system. You go to the history, Ayurveda is mother of all the medical systems which are existing in this universe. Till the existence of this earth, Ayurveda was there. This is the word of Acharya, this is word of the eminent people, the elevated souls. Everything cannot be seen. Everything cannot be seen with our naked eyes. Everything cannot be heard with our ears. Even the microscope has its limitations. Even the telescope has its limitations. But this world is beyond the telescope, beyond the microscope. And today's intelligence is not at all enough to question, to doubt all these things, because our ancient Mahashis our ancient Mahashis are the highly evolved scientists. Today, Ayurveda medicine, Ayurveda concepts are getting so much recognition worldwide. Whole world is talking about Ayurveda, and today we have such culprits in this country who are talking ill of its own Vedic civilization. They are trying to tell you that your grandmother is wrong, your grandfather was wrong, absolutely, and I am correct. Who the hell are you? In the science, we have to find this. We have to find solutions. We have to raise the questions. We have to try. We should try to evolve. We should use the modern technology. That is fine. It doesn't mean that if you are becoming a Delhi ka Raja, so that you should kick your mother away. Evidence-based medicine, evidence-based medicine, evidence-based. There are so many evidences for Ayurveda treatments which are very standardized and very sophisticatedly managed. There are so many evidences which are recorded, thousands of evidences which have been recorded with the Ayurveda treatment, how diseases got cured, what was the type of management, what kind of management was followed. If you are asking me to tell a single drug that act same in all the persons, I may not tell you that. because acharyas have never recommended that single medicine can act like the same in everyone. Yes, there are certain drugs which are also mentioned by the ancient physicians that this drug will act as a purgative. This drug will act as a emetic drug in each and every one. That is a standard thing. You try those drugs, every that will act the same in each and every one. Acharyas also mentioned that you cannot give the same drug to each and everyone because the selection of drug should be dependent upon rogi bala, roga bala, the desha, kala, agni, sattva, satmya, and so many factors should be considered. It should be applied just like the physics to analyze, to diagnose, and to manage the patient. So you cannot just give the drug to the patient like that. Yes, but I can tell you that there are so many theories. The management protocol which is given by Acharya, not the drug, the management protocol which is given by Acharya, the protocol can be proved the same in everyone. Acharya is mentioning Vamana, the emetic therapy, Virechana, the purgative therapy, or the enema, the Vasti therapy. Acharyas have mentioned for Pitta type of diseases, purgation should be done. This is has an elaborative explanation. Thousands of pages can be written on this matter. Like this, hundreds of matters, thousands of matters are there. Where the each matter deserve thousands and lakhs of pages to write to make the research. The protocol can be applied in the same in so many the big groups on which RCTs can be conducted, but as your desire, a single medicine may not be proved the same in each and every one. The Ayurveda potential is in truth. It is not Ayurveda believes that the Vedic injunctions are the most standard injunctions which are given by the ancient Maharshis who had the vision beyond the imagination. Taking from the Ayurveda being a theistic science, facing such a mocking by especially by the atheistic groups is really heartbreaking. Let the atheistic group do this, but it is really heartbreaking that why the other people are falling into this trap. My dear friends, let me tell you, this is the big trap. The most of the platforms, including this liver dog and other people like Krish Ashok and all everyone, or they are just using the platform, the name of the science for the sake of fooling the people because the most of these people are into the atheistic groups. Even the recent debate which is conducted with Dr. Vasundhara, was the platform, the Essence Global, which is an atheistic platform. They want to promote the atheism. They wanted to promote the atheistic values, atheistic thoughts, everything they wanted to promote. And even the world's largest atheistic meet also they conduct. They should go to their Instagram page or Google so that we can know. So majority of these people, majority of people who are trying to spill the poison on Ayurveda are these people. On not just Ayurveda, these groups are divided. Just like certain people will work only on the Vedic injunctions, like their four Vedas, Rig Veda, Ayurveda, Samaveda, Dharma Veda, and other group will focus on the Puranas. Other group will focus on the scriptures like Manusmriti, and this sector of people will focus on Ayurveda, will target Ayurveda because it is a Veda, because it is the scripture based medicine. This is a Vedic based medicine. This medicinal system believes in God. It is a theistic medicine. I mean, it is a theistic science. You're taking the names of Einstein, you are taking the names of Darwin and everyone. Yes, Albert Einstein always believed in God. Don't you have shame? Don't you feel ashamed to take the name of Albert Einstein and talk about not believing Ayurveda just because it is a theistic science? My dear friends, whether you are from Ayurveda background, allopathy background, are just a seeker, are just a keen interested person who are watching this video, or who are interested to make the confirmations about these things. I want to tell you one thing. Let us talk about some. Let us see into the deeper reasons of all these things. See, the people, the majority of the sector of these people are atheistic people who are trying to spill the poison on Ayurveda just because it is a theistic science. They wanted to end this Vedic civilization. They wanted to protest. They wanted to internally protest this Vedic civilization just by using the word like science, blinding, research, statistics, protocol, standardization. Using these words as a weapon, they wanted to prove that the age-old science, the proven science, the standard science, the evidence-based science, the realistic science, and the pseudoscience. Lord Macaulay, who came to India, have seen that he was also an atheistic person. He have seen that Indians are so strong in their civilization, their tradition, and their beliefs. So he wanted to keep he wrote a letter to his father that, my dear father, Indians, I will keep the Indians alive. Their bodies will be like Indians, but their mind will be like British. I will pollute their mind. So Macaulay have got out of this country, but the Macaulay's thoughts, the Macaulay's mindset is still in this country. The Macaulay's concept of colonization is still in this country in form of these people. These people wanted to colonize the people's minds, pollute the people's mind slowly by poisoning them, slowly by injecting the poison, by using the words which are familiar, which we are familiar, which do respect, we do respect. They are not even eligible to use the word science because they are trying to they are trying to spread the misinformation, false information, just to rub their ideology on the people, just to pollute the minds of people. I request everyone, I request each and everyone, I join my hands, don't fall into such traps. Don't fall into the traps of urban Naxals, anti-civilizational people, the colonized mindset people. They are trying to rub the hate against the Indian systems, against the Vedic cultures, against the Vedic injunctions, against the Maharshis, Rishis, Acharyas. They can come into your homes, your hearts, they can pollute whole the hearts and minds, and they can pollute whole the joy you are having in this culture. And today they are trying to degrade a system, degrade a scientific system which is given by the Vedic civilization, Vedic acharyas, maharshis. They are such cruel. And this fellow, Liverdog, is in an illusion that he knows Ayurveda. And let me remind you, he told that till 12th the student cannot, the student don't know Ayurveda, he don't know anything about the words Vata Pitta Kapha. But suddenly after coming into the undergraduation, how we can get exposure, how we can understand the Ayurveda, and how we can understand the theories, everything is bogus. All these things we have back. I don't understand how this fellow is getting the knowledge, how this fellow is able to understand Ayurveda. Whether till 12th you have gone to Ayurveda school, Mr. Liver Dog, you go to Ayurveda school so that you got all the knowledge and you are able to debunk the concepts of Ayurveda also. First of all, you go to a good guru. When you go to a guru with the humbleness, with the surrenderness, then you can get the knowledge. Without surrenderance, without the humbleness, you cannot get the knowledge. You have never surrendered, you have never been humble to your guru. That's what you are watching on YouTube like this. You are trying to you are trying to defame Ayurveda, defame the Vedic injunctions, defame the standard studies, standard science. You go to some best guru in Kerala or any part of the country that we can recommend you. For that matter, in other countries, in foreign countries also, we have good gurus, great gurus who can teach Ayurveda. You are not even comparable to the small particle of the dust of the shoe of the acharyas, and today you are trying to defend the acharyas theories and defend the acharyas. How dare you are? Such shameless activities, such a heinous activities. You don't deserve even to step on this country's land just by defaming, just by talking ill of the acharyas, ill of the maharshis and their concepts. Shameless activities. You are not just defaming, you are misleading so many people, young minds. You are polluting young minds. And I request young minds and young people, do not fall into such traps again and again. Whether you are allopathy, whether you are Ayurveda, whether you are non-medical graduate, or whether you are a keen, interesting person, RCTs are there, evidences are there, real world evidences. Ayurveda have experienced the real world evidences. You are talking about just the evidence based medicine, today's evidence based medicine, but Ayurveda have been there since millions of years. Before 18th century, there was no medical system other than Ayurveda. We had Ayurveda since millions of years ago. Let's say by the research, thousands of years ago we have Ayurveda, and so many researchers are there, so many papers are there, and so many evidences are there. Based on these direct evidences, acharyas have noted this. Modern science is an evolving science. It may not be same today and tomorrow. It is not even constant. No consistency in diagnosis or in the management. This is ever evolving process. Who knows? Even you are taking some medicine, and that medicine will be banned tomorrow, saying that that will cause cardiac arrest. And after your death, your kids may get to know that, yeah, my father, yeah, my mother, yeah, my grandfather have used this medicine, because of that he have died. They may say, but not even a single case in Ayurveda is noted like that since thousands of years. Since thousands of years, it's the same reliable, same standard, same perfect. So that is Ayurveda. After the serial studies, after the regular innovations, the regular experiments, like regular observations, acharyas have came to certain confirmation, and they have written it. See, Ayurveda, modern science, we will get so many editions, like first edition, second edition, fifth edition, 10th edition, 70th edition. Ayurveda, we don't have Charaka Samhita first edition, Charaka Samhita second edition, Sushruta Samhita 10th edition. No, the standard information is given, and no one can change it. The commentaries can be written. There are so many commentaries on each Samhita. There are so many sub commentaries on the commentaries also. So you may write the commentaries, but the original text cannot be changed because it is standard. Acharya is saying something, yes, that is absolutely true. There is no doubt, in zero doubt, 100,000% it is correct that Acharya have given the proper statement. If you are diving deep into it, if you are researching it properly, if you are searching it properly, you will get the solution. If you are concerned about the people, don't try to defame the science which is given by the Maharshis. Don't try to spill poison on the science. Don't try to rub your ideology on the people just because you are an atheist. So that the theistic science should be debunked. Let me tell you, my dear friends, these persons, even if I provide the thousand lakhs of evidences, these people's minds and hearts are already polluted. They cannot accept the thing that yes, this is science, because they don't want it to be the science. The theistic medicine, they don't want theistic medicine to be a science, because there is a God. Ayurveda believes in Lord Dhanvantari. Ayurveda Acharyas Mahashis believed in the Lord Dhanvantari. Ayurveda's concepts are oriented on the soul. There are so many concepts are including Ayurveda, so that they don't want it to be a science just because of that, and it is hurting that so many people are believing in this, and so many people are falling into this trap, and they have started calling Ayurveda pseudoscience, and they are giving a success to these demons. And now they are happy that yes, we could pollute the minds. We could pollute the minds of the people, young minds, even especially our modern medicine doctor friends, especially our allopathy friends, who are just let them be doctors, nurses, or pharmacists, biologists, anyone. Kindly do not fall into this trap. There are the real world evidences. They have seen thousands of cases, lakhs of cases. Before 18th century, there was no medical system of modern system. There was no modern system. It was all Ayurveda. It was all Ayurveda. It was all Ayurveda before 18th century. So decide which medical system, the standard medical system should be studied thoroughly with the modern measurements, and how can we integrate with the modern systems, and how can we use this knowledge for the welfare of the people, for the health of the people, for saving the lives of the people. There are so many hepatotoxic or rhinotoxic drugs are there which we are using still. And this fool is talking about the toxicities of Ayurveda. Oh my God, how fool you are! Today, the modern system is experiencing so many toxicities. Even the scientists who are discovering those medicines are worried that oh, these toxicities are there. Still, I am forced to give this. Still, I am unable to avoid giving this to the patient because we are considering the least toxicities, and we are considering the life of the patient in a priority, so that we are neglecting the toxicities to save the life. Yeah, their intention is good, but for the intention, I want to add that if you are really concerned about the life of a patient, integrating Ayurveda is the best solution, is the best thing to be done. Don't care about these dogs. These fools will always try to rub the ideology just because they wanted everyone to be an atheist. That is the motto. Not the science, not people, not welfare of this country, not welfare of humanity, no healthcare, nothing. Only they wanted to rub the atheistic mindset, colonizing mindset, the urban Naxalic mindset on the people. There are real world evidences. So, to quench the knowledge, to quench the wisdom, we have to thoroughly go through the information, started information which is given in the Vedic injunctions. The toxicities have no toxicities in a standardized procedure of Ayurveda. 18-step procedure, 18-step purification of Ayurveda. There are so many purificatory methods which are mentioned by Acharya Nagarjuna and other Acharyas. In so many scriptures, in so many treatises, you go to the Rashastra and search the Rashastra's books. You go and study those books. You go and study the articles. You go and study the. If you wanted to do it, you just directly go and prepare the medicine with the same instructions given by Acharya, and give that medicine to your patient and see whether there are any toxicities. I can promise you, I can standardly tell you that you cannot find the toxicity today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, after 100 years. Toxicities were not found thousands of years ago, hundreds of years ago. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, nowhere you can find the toxicity. Toxicity is in these people's minds. That's it. Yes, if a doctor is making a mistake, it is not that the whole medical system is wrong. If an Ayurveda Vaidya is not giving the proper treatment, or Vaidya is not aware of the drugs, or he is not the purification process is not pure, not proper. So that is not the wrong. That is not the mistake of Shastra. That is the mistake of the person, the individual. That is, we cannot blame Shastra. Cannot blame whole system. So, no toxicities have ever been noticed till today with the proper purificatory methods of the metals. Metals have been mentioned in Ayurveda even before the Mendel age, even before the periodic table existed by Acharya Nagarjuna. He says that and the modern day scientists like the olden day science, that science 1.2, that the era have gone, the science 2.0, the scientists have already come like Einstein and Darwin. Oh my God, yes. what Einstein is telling, let us see. Einstein says that everyone who is seriously involved in pursuit of science becomes convinced that spirit is the manifest in the laws of the universe, a spirit vastly superior to that of man, and one in the face of which, with our modest powers, must feel humble. I am not an atheist. The problem involved is too vast for our limited minds. We see a universe marvelously arranged and obeying certain laws, which are being controlled by some superior power. Einstein is telling that there is some superior power, and Einstein telling that I am not an atheist. Einstein is telling that the problem involved that is our limited minds, and you are thinking yourself to be an intelligent. You are thinking that yourself to be an intelligence, that intelligence to debunk the Ayurveda theory also. You are making the stories. You are misleading the people by showing the Ayurveda text, out of the beautiful text, out of the things which can be easily understood by the people, the things which are very useful, standard. You are picking up two or three middle lines, two or three middle slokas, and the meanings, and you are showing that to the people to fool them. In the mask of science, these people are just doing the war on Indian wisdom. And Darwin, okay, I want to tell that Darwin, he have given a organic evolution. Yes, I have lot of respect on Darwin, but Darwin, because I have lot of respect because Darwin have admitted that I don't know whether these theories are true or false, or they are mere imaginations of mine. We have just mentioned, he is just giving the information that you have no need to just believe in this theory, because I don't know whether it can be an imaginary theory also. He said that man comes from chimpanzee and monkey. Why? So I want to ask everyone that did you see any chimpanzee noticed in last 100 years or 500 years became a human? Now many chimpanzees are there. Why they are not becoming humans? Tell me. Giraffe has long neck because it used to eat the leaves by expanding its neck so that its neck became longer. Same giraffe is bending its neck down into the river, or bending its neck down into the ponds for drinking water. Why its neck is not becoming smaller? You tell me. So that's why Darwin told that my theories can be imaginary as well. But in Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana, you go to Bhagavata, you go to Mahabharata, so many evolutionary examples are given, so many species are given. 83 lakh species have been mentioned. What to talk about 100 and 1000 species? Just the kingdoms. 83 lakh species have already been mentioned in Vedic scriptures. And what kind of species are those? It is also mentioned. So many examples are given. So evidences are there. Science is there. Ayurveda is an absolute science. You are talking just about science 1.0, 2.0. Ayurveda is not 1.0 or 2.0. Ayurveda is, it is infinite. The science infinite. It is a science infinite. Not just Ayurveda, each and every Veda with injunction is given by Acharya, ancient Mahashis, highly philosophical, to the intelligent scientists and highly evolved scientists. No today's scientist can match to those scientists, because let me tell you, today a scientist, even after funding so many crores of rupees, years together, a scientist, if you deploy a scientist to study a leaf, not a plant. Ayurveda mentions there are 17 different types of parts of the plant, and each part of the plant is having the different use, its mode of action, its mode of administration, its therapeutic uses, its indications, its formulations, its doses in children, adult, old, its doses in women, and the complications out of this medicine, side effects of this medicine, and the management of side effects of this medicine are clearly mentioned in Ayurveda. Of the each 17 parts of Ayurveda, for each part, all these components have been explained. Like these thousands of medicinal plants are explained. Today, if you are seeing that a single scientist, his whole life goes away in studying a single leaf, not whole plant. In single leaf, he studies single leaf for whole life. After funding hundreds of crores, he spends his whole life for finding the information about this single life, single leaf, and that remains incomplete as well. So think whose minds are more intelligent. I am not telling that we are not intelligent, but our ancient scientists, ancient rishis, have been worked everything possible. They have given away their lives, entire lives. They have they have the vision beyond the imagination, beyond the direct perception. So it is not always the direct perception that can prove everything. So we can know it by the research. So many research things are already mentioned in Vedic scriptures. You can find it. You can go back and find it. So friends, I want to tell you that we are seeing all these videos and we are seeing the misinformation being given by these people. So at first glance, it looks like a scientific debate like Ayurveda versus modern medicine. They wanted to create a stigma in the people like Ayurveda versus modern medicine. They wanted to make the modern scientists and modern our allopathic friends they are like enemies of the Ayurveda or ancient system of the medicine. They wanted to use these people. They wanted to use the ego. Of course, everyone is having some ego, so they are trying to raise this ego just by creating such doubt, creating such stigmas. So today Ayurveda is growing very well. Today Ayurveda is standardized even more than the recent times. So that is creating a lot of egoistic misunderstandings between both parties. So these people are trying to use this by calling this as pseudoscience. They wanted to raise this our modern people. So even I can tell you that even they are raising the doubts even the students, the newer students, the budding students who are in Ayurveda field. So at first glance it looks like a scientific debate, but if you are observing it carefully, this is not just a scientific disagreement. Okay, it is an ideological lens. Certain voices like this Abe Phillips, which is so-called Liverdog and like Krish Ashok and similar creators. So they are presenting themselves like a rational and a neutral and rational analyst. But friends, don't fall into such traps. They are not at all the neutral or rational analysts. They are highly idealistically toxic people. So, but we are seeing that they're trying to show themselves as a neutral and rational analysts. But we can see the really objective criticism, and we are seeing a selective ideological lens applied repeatedly for the same target. There is a there is a clear bias that continuously trying to attack the single target at the same level, There is a no concern for science. It is an ideological toxic war or toxic attack which is being applied on disarmed people. It is just like that. And so they are just trying to do the deep scrutiny of Ayurveda, minimal scrutiny of modern medicine failures. They don't talk about the modern medicine failures, and they just try to convince you that yes, this person is true. Yeah. So dismissal of traditional frameworks without full engagement. They don't know the science. Didn't hear this from anyone. So Acharya clearly tells that you should learn science from a guru. Otherwise, you cannot become a doctor. You cannot become a scientist. Okay, so such ideology, such rubbing of ideology, such rubbing of rubbish things on the people. Let it be anyone. Let it be anyone. Just the keen observer or the medical student, the Ayurveda or allopathy student, anyone. It makes them to doubt their own tradition, their own culture, their own religion, whether it is any religion, their own God, and their own medical system and their own mother and father, their own grandmothers, and so it makes the people to dismiss the centuries of accumulated knowledge. centuries of accumulated knowledge. They start disbelieving everything and so accept only one framework as a scientific truth. If you wanted to know the scientific truth, really study the science, really study the ancient science, go to the Vedic scripture and listen and see what Acharyas told, and you can feel proud that your country, this Bharat, is such a beautiful, is such a traditionally beautiful, culturally beautiful, scientifically beautiful. We have the wonderful universities where whole world came to this to India to learn everything in Nalanda, Takshashila, Vikramshila, Sringeri, such an institute, such a universities which had plenty of knowledge, plenty of the knowledge in form of books, granthas, which have been written by our acharyas, maharshis. I want to repeat that they, Nalanda and Takshashila universities were burned, and the libraries of Nalanda and Takshashila burned for continuously for 6 months, continuously for 6 months. So think that, so imagine how much knowledge source, how much knowledge treasury we had, and we lost that. Still we had the knowledge sources, knowledge treasury within our DNA, within the books, within the treasuries, within the treatises, within the Vedic scripture, which have been protected by our senior people, our ancients, our fraternities. So if Ayurveda is truly not effective, why it is practiced these thousands of years ago, thousands of years together, and this fellow is telling that Ayurveda is politically pushed? I idiot. Ayurveda was existing earlier. It is existed every time because it is Sanatana. It is eternal. It was there always, and it was there even when the supportive political systems were there. Even it was there in the Mughal rule, it was there in British rule, colonizing rule, it was there in Nizam rule, it was there in the political leaderships which used to oppose the Hindu civilizations or like oppose the theistic civilizations, and it is there till today. No matter which politician, which political party comes into the power, Ayurveda stays remain. Ayurveda will flourish remain. Ayurveda is not science 1.2 or 2.0. Ayurveda is the infinity, the science infinity. So I wanted to tell everyone that let us try to know our traditional systems of medicine, try to know Ayurveda, try to know Vedic inventions, and let us try to integrate all these systems with modern medicine for the wealth of the people, for humanity, for mankind, to save the lives of so many people. Thank you very much.